Welcome all, and welcome Mr. Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Sport Show.
And welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and all my viewers in the state and around the world. As I said last 2 weeks ago, we're going to feral all around the world.
Feral?
Not feral, beg your pardon.
Very good. Viral.
Global.
Viral.
Viral, yeah, all
viral.
around the world. Sorry about that.
You've gone viral. Now, it used to be, viral's good now, but in the 80s it was no good, wasn't it, being going viral?
No.
No, you didn't want to go viral.
Really locked up and disinfected,
Yeah, but viral was good. Now, Peatling's absence will swing game in Ararat's favour.
I've got another couple of good headlines out today. Well, one good headline from back in the 60s in Upper Panyip, and I cannot believe what happened that day. Look, 5 minutes before the last quarter of the last game of the season, Colin Sutcliffe, I got this whack on the knee. I thought it was nothing. I had to go up and about 3 minutes later, and turned out a bruise and nerve in my leg. I missed the finals, and 6 weeks in past, and I was the last game of the season, and that was a headline on the following Friday when they picked the teams. The Peatlings' absence for a swing game in Ararat's favour. For a 19-year-old to get that headline for first season was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, they spotted a bit of talent there, Barry.
Well, it showed that here.
Yeah, they've seen it. The viewers have seen it, and the
headline. It was unbelievable. That when I think back, well, I just took it in the stride, of course. But anyway, I just reminded the viewers out there that I did make a few headlines.
Very good. Now, something a little bit different today, Barry.
Well, this is a bit of an off-peak part of the football season and cricket. But I must mention about Australia the last 3 days. They went 3-0 Pakistan in 1 day.
Smash them.
Smash them all. Johnson again.
Now you're going to do something today that you've done a lot of, and that's picking different things.
Yeah. Best of things. Yeah.
Yep. And this week you're going to pick the top 10 players of the last 10 years, the top 10 players of 2004.
I done one about 4 years ago of all Chelsea, but I thought I might do something different today. Pick the last 10 years or last 10 seasons of the Chelsea Football Club.
So you want to go?
I'll give it a fair bit of thought too.
Okay.
Sutcliffe,
and you're going to tell us a number and why.
I will. I'll go from 10 upwards.
Okay.
Number 10 was Matty Bowie, who was part of the best half-back line, which I put on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. Most of the fellas agree with. Matty Bowie was part of the half-back line with Peter Capsales and Mitch Grant. He came in at number 10. He was a very underrated footballer. I reckon he should have won a couple of best and fairest days, Barry. But anyway, and he kicked a lot of goals from even half-back flank and centre forward when he's playing too. So you're number 10, Matty.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Ricky Hayward. This fellow could play probably anywhere, but he used to play a bit of centre-back too. Occasionally when Matty Bow went to full-back. He could play centre-forward, he could play in the ruck. He was very versatile football. Number 9.
Excellent. Number 8.
Number 8 is Jackson Powell. He only played a couple of seasons, but he's the first player, I reckon, it might be in history of the Chelsea Football Club. I might be standing to be corrected there, Colin, but his first year in with Chelsea, maybe 4 years ago, won the best and fairest. His first season.
He wasn't all that tall, wasn't he?
He was about the same size as me. But he was the only fellow I've ever seen. You wouldn't know if preferred foot you used to kick the ball. He was that ambidextrous, left and right. But he was a superstar. But I'll still never know how they got rid of him. How they let him go. Apparently, I was told by some other bit of information he won an extra $100, but he won the best and fairest. And they didn't enough him back. And he's but I've seen him on a photo on Facebook a couple of days ago. He looks $1 million.
Very good.
And I said, "What are you doing next year?" I lost my pride back there, but I don't know where Snake was telling me he played down the Eastern District or. But I hope to see that message Jackson Powell. I would have thought and come back because Chelsea's going to be right this year. And number 7, Lachlan Oakley, who was a very tough footballer, and he was probably one of the main instigators to win that 206 flag. Tough, kick a goal. He's still playing all right apparently. I
haven't heard you talk about him that often.
No, he had about 3 or 4 years for Chelsea, but he was very fierce competitor, and he was in the top 3 best players in that grand final.
Number
so
6.
He got in number 7. Of course, number 6 was Peter Capsalis. He was up the part of the half-back line I mentioned last week of the best half-back line I've seen in Chelsea the last 18 years I've been following him. He was a class footballer. He very underrated too. He never won any best and first, but he was always in the top 3. But a champion, good to watch too. You're talking about Peter Capsalis. He was good to watch. He's beautiful left foot. Never wasted it. Bit like Sammy Mitchell. Never wasted. One of the best disposers in the side, I reckon. He very clean and could take a mark, and he was very fierce and tough. Very good footballer, Peter Capsalis.
Number 5.
Number 5 was Tim Scott Brannigan, who was a champion fellow, as I said on this Facebook last week, a champion fellow and champion coach, and a champion footballer, who I predicted the year he won the best and fairest in the comp column during the season. I said, Timmy, you're going to win the best and fairest in this competition. Now, it might have been 3/4 of the way through the season. He said, you think so, Barry? I said, yeah.
In the competition?
What did you know? He won the best and fairest in the competition. I think it was the second year he was there, the year before Louis. But he was a very inspiring footballer, very inspiring captain coach, that fellow, and you deserve your spot up there, Timmy.
Number 4.
Number 4, he only played a couple of seasons. Sammy Carpenter, everyone knows he only got 1.5 arms. First year he was runners-up in the best and first, and second year he won it. Did he play 2 seasons?
I think so. Fast, classy player.
Oh, he's classy, yeah, and but he won the best and fairest by a mile. That'll be about 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
3 seasons ago. Of course, he's killing them up in New South Wales somewhere. But he was just good to watch. I mean, 1.5 arms gone. So that year he's number 4.
Number 3.
Of course, Brett Barry. Everyone knows about Brett Barry, who coached Chelsea for a few years and always first picked in interleague sides and won a couple of best and fairest, champion little fella and a champion little player.
Ex-AFL?
Ex-Kilda?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a guy. God, he was tough for his size. He was.
Did he wear a helmet?
No. He was that fierce, very fierce tackler too. He was a top little rover.
So that's number 3?
Coming up to number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 was Mitch Grant, who was a superstar, mate. I don't know whether I asked him years ago how he didn't ever make AFL. I don't know how. I think he played second. But he was the most classiest footballer I've seen. Not the best, but the classiest footballer I've seen in the last 15 years in our competition.
Yeah.
He was only about 5'9". He used to take all his pack marks all the time, fly up and never beaten, and good fella too. So Mitch, you ran number 2, mate.
Number 2, Mitch Clark. Now, drum roll, number 1. Number 1.
Number 1, Anthony Lewis.
Hey, Lewis.
Who is, he's got the record. He won 3 best and first, 1, 2 and runners up, and should have won about 4 or 5 best and first with Chelsea, but he only won about 2. I don't know how it ever worked out. He won the best and fairest at Copland. He never got in with the top 3. Someone was cooking A. Lewis down the club.
And he was consistent.
Oh, superstar.
Consistent every year in, year out. 10 years.
Well, I reckon he'd have to be,
about 8 years.
194 games he's got.
Yeah.
196 games he's got.
Yeah.
So that's roughly about 10 years, isn't it?
10 years,
so
roughly.
He missed a bit of injury, but he was up in the top probably 5 best players of all time in the MPL I've seen. I'll say something about the best player I've seen in the MPL in a minute too, but A. Lewis at number 4, he's
there we go.
He was a man, and he might, you never know, he might get back to Chelsea next year. I don't know, but
this is a call out to him.
Well,
to come back.
I mean, there's going to be a big clean out next year, Colin. There'll be plenty of room for a couple of Jackson Powers or a couple of A. Lewis would be alright.
Yeah.
So anyway, but Anthony Lewis, the number 1 player, he was picked when I done it 4 years ago. Where was he? Was he number 3? I think.
Oh, he was there. He's sort of gone up. He's gone up now.
I think he was 1 or 2 when I picked the first one about 4 years ago. But he's number 1 now. Now I must mention the ones that just missed out.
Yeah.
Colin
okay, here we go.
Toddy Gardner. He is.
We're still going.
He's only 18 or 19 or something, or whatever he is, and he's going to be, barring injuries, Colin, he'll be our next 200 player for sure. Just a little superstar. And of course Bradley Clark,
Yep.
He is only 18 or 19. There's two of the fellas just missed out. Another fella called Luke Damon could play full forward.
Yeah.
And another fella, Travis Graham, when he's fit,
Yeah.
he'll be a superstar.
And hopefully Shane McDonald, if he comes and plays for Chelsea.
Well, who knows about that?
There we go.
Who knows about that? But
throw that one in.
But the best player, I didn't write it down for you, but the best player I've seen in the MPL since I've been watching the football the last 18 years, or 17 years, I've changed. It used to be Mr. Simon Goosey.
Yeah.
Now it's Mr. S. McDonald.
Wow. Big change.
He's my number one player I've seen, best player I've seen in this competition.
Hands down.
He's gone well in front now, yeah. I mean, Simon Goosey won about half the season, half the games he played out on his own, but McDonald wins them all on his own.
Very good.
Shane McDonald, with a bit of luck, he might be down at Chelsea. You're the number one player I've seen in this competition.
Alright, we're going to talk to the coach next week, Barry. Going to have a little bit to do with him.
I'm not about to talk to him, but I'll be going down to see him give his little introduction to the Chelsea Footy Club. I presume there'll be a lot of people down there waiting to see him, see what he's got to say, and if he's got all these players, these players from Deer Park coming with him. And yes, it should be. There was a photo on Facebook too. He's on Facebook. Someone put him on there, but he's not that tall either.
No, he's
5'9".
He's a good tough player. So Brent Guerra, you'll be meeting him, and where is his players coming from? Did you say Deer Park?
I presume they'll be coming from Deer Park because they won the flag a month ago.
We'll find out. So we'll have all this information next Monday.
Well, I will. I'll be there. I'm going to see him, and I went and met the other fellow. Well, I met the other two fellows before they started coaching. Get a rough idea when they talk. You get a rough idea what they're like.
And AGM, that's happening soon.
That's probably the week after. So I won't be going to that, but
so this will be at the social club, the other one.
The other social club on Friday night, 5:30. That's 5 o'clock.
And you'll be there sharp.
Might even take my little girl there.
All right.
Not my little girl, just a friend, but yeah, there should be. I'm looking forward to this meeting because he's sounds like a nice fellow and a pretty good footballer.
Right. So cricket.
Oh yeah. I must mention, we mentioned before we started the video today, but Australia just cleaned up Pakistan. And they made 69 one game and 95 another 100.
They're terrible.
It's over there too.
Yeah. Oh, in the United Arab Emirates.
It's on their territory, yeah. But Johnson's looking good, and Jimmy Faulkner's starting to get fire up a bit. Number one all rounder.
Yeah.
Future
Maxwell.
He made about 50 in about 5 minutes. Because David Waters in good form too.
Yep.
And who else is Finch? He made I'll tell you what, Craig Wright made 200 in the last 3 games.
Yeah,
in the Shield cricket.
In the Shield. So it's all happening, and they're going to play over here shortly, West Indies and the like.
There's West Indies coming now, though.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
West Indies and England.
England, yeah. And then the World Cup. Oh, no, South Africa, South Africa early, and then West Indies. And then England.
So we haven't South
Africa.
Happening.
And then all coming here for the World Cup.
South Africa 5 tests.
No, 3.
3. And then West Indies 1 days and 20s.
That's right, yeah.
And England are going to be a tri-series, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, well, that'll be something to watch anyway, something to talk about anyway.
Cheerios, Barry.
Yeah, always got Cheerios. Annie and Carla, and she had a birthday last week, Carla. Lloyd made her the biggest cake of all time. You know, Lloyd?
Yeah. Every week they're making the biggest cake of all time.
No, this is 3-year-old. I beg your pardon, 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And they were, because they had a party at night too, 8 all night that night. Of course, they had PH and Sandy and Carlos. Everything's going on up there at the moment. I was talking to Phil about a week and a half ago. He's going alright. Because Jerry, the West Tigers man, he's going to follow the Tigers this year. Stick with him, Jerry. Send some money down to Richmond Football Club. Or send it to me and I'll give it to them. And I mightn't give it to them. You can give it to me if you like. But stick with the Tigers next year, Jerry, and because they'll be in the top 4. Got a new recruit too, Tigers, from North Melbourne.
Right, that's good, isn't it?
Liam Jones.
Yeah.
Is he North Melbourne? Ex-North Melbourne?
No, he's the full forward at Footscray.
That's it, Footscray. Yeah. Got him. Yeah.
It's a pretty good get.
Now I must give my Cheerios as overseas visitors, overseas viewers, not visitors, from the United Kingdom, the Philippines, Australia. I haven't mentioned them before.
No.
Australia everywhere.
Welcome, Australia.
And Tony from Latvia's around, back again.
He's back in business.
Kuwait, Lebanese people, Saudi Arabia, India, because they're the number one viewer, United States and South Africa.
Well done.
So there you go, all my overseas viewers. I hope you enjoy what's going on. And that's just about nearly we've got all for today.
That's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me, and see you next week.